Welcome to Globe 10.0. I'm Steve Silva. I'm joined by Chad Finn. We're talking baseball. We're going to do a little bit of a look back here. Remember free agency? And we talked about, boy, what would be a nice bat for the Red Sox to add in the offseason. And we didn't do too much Carl Crawford talk, but he was on the radar.
Sure.
And Jayson Werth, the big free agent, big right-handed bat. Boy, wouldn't he be great and kind of get that Manny and Damon kind of fun thing, a right-handed left fielder, bring some energy to the team. But we went with Carl Crawford. He's had some struggles that we're well aware of in his first season, but so has Jayson Werth.
Yeah.
Who's had the toughest adjustment to their new team in baseball this year?
Well, that's a tough call because they both had a very tough adjustment. But I'll say going forward, I like Carl Crawford's chances much better of coming close to living up to. He's not a $142 million player, but he's a very, very good player. Jayson Werth's a guy who had 2 great years, late 20s, early 30s. He's hitting .215. He's not a great clubhouse guy. That was a problem in Philadelphia. Carl Crawford at least has that work ethic going for him, the fact that he's tried to do everything right, and I think he gets on the right track here when he comes back.
Yeah, Werth has been an unmitigated disaster for the Nationals. I mean, he's lucky he's just not playing in a hotbed baseball market. This guy, there's rumors that he misses the Phillies, and I mean, talk about woeful numbers. I mean, he's hitting .215. In July, he's 6 for 39, so he's getting worse before he gets better. The only thing, he's going to be 38 years old at the tail end of that 7-year, $126 million contract, making $21 million a year. That is going to be, it's going to make A-Rod, look like I don't know, the second coming. It's just going to be brutal. But the only one thing I wonder, is Werth a guy like Jason Bay, who maybe would have played great at Fenway, would have been a great Fenway player, but not so great like we see Bay with the Mets, not so hot.
Possibly. I mean, he's a guy the Sox talked about in the same regard as Crawford. He's a dead pull hitter. Would have been great at Fenway Park. But again, I don't dwell on this much about the playing in Boston, how hard it is. But I think he's a guy who would have had a hard time. I know he succeeded in Philadelphia, but he didn't have the burden of that contract on him.
Yeah. And Crawford, I mean, one of the nicest guys to show up here. Great in spring training, worked hard, had a smile on his face every day, but it started off, you just saw that choppy swing, and it looked like things were going to go south early, and they did. He hit 155 in April, crawled his way back, had a couple of game-winning hits, but we're still looking at some pathetic OPS numbers from him. Only 21 extra base hits on the season. I mean, hitting 243. He's got 659 OPS, just 8 stolen bases, just 33 runs scored. The numbers are terrible, but he's 29 years old. He's going to be back on July 18th. He's still, I think, carrying the weight of that $142 million contract, and now we see he's not Cal Ripken. He gets hurt. He's going to turn it around. I don't know if it's going to be this season, but
he's going to be fine.
Yeah, they can sort of hide him in the lineup like they've been doing with Werth.